made it be my way.
Season 3, Blue Beetle, Season 3, Blue Beetle, and wow, okay.
I hate to start the Blerds off like this, but
like, as starting off, this is what we hear y'all.
Right.
Bullshit.
Shit, we got a good lineup though.
I mean, yeah, we got a decked out, thing for the season, so I mean, I can't hold that against us.
Sorry for the season opener, but
right. Hey, not every episode's gonna be good. You gotta have that one bad episode in between. So. But let's jump into it. What is going on, y'all? We are back. It's been a little minute, but we are back with season 3 of Blerd Buster. And as always, I am your host K1, and this is your co-host.
Shalon, what's up, peeps?
What's going on? What's going on? And today, we're about to break y'all off with Blue Beetle. Yep. And you already kind of tell where we're about to go with this, but
we're sorry.
Yeah. So man, y'all bear with us, and we'll get through it together. And as always, we're gonna give y'all our honest opinion about the movie and everything, and what we can expect going forward.
Right.
So with that being said, let's jump into Jaime's story, because I tell you, when I looked at it first, the American in me, Jaime, no.
Yeah.
Jaime.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get that right first and foremost. That's the main character of the movie, Blue Beetle or whatnot.
Yeah.
And, as it's following him, he's just coming back from school.
Gotham Law.
Was it Gotham Law?
Yeah, I think it was because he had the sweatshirt on too, yeah.
Right, he sure did. Yeah. Okay, Gotham. See, and this would make sense if the storyline would pan out the way it's supposed to, this would make sense.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, okay.
Right.
I can relate to that.
It seemed a little misplaced. I kind of was like, the nerd in me was like, but then I was like, because it's kind of like the movie's kind of out on its own a little bit. So yeah, I get what you're saying. If it was set up right, it could have hit better than what it did. But I thought it was a little cool Easter egg. So
right, yeah, man, and that's the thing. Like, they got placement for Easter eggs, but it's just not hitting like it should, because you don't have that. I don't know, those memories. You don't have that storyline behind it. Like, oh, okay, I can remember that from such and such. Yeah. But, it was what it was, because, like I said, it was a standalone for itself. So, with that being said, you just had to enjoy it for what it was, because you had nothing else to pull on.
Yeah.
But, like I said at the beginning of it, you're following his story. He's come back from Gotham Law and things of that nature. So, he's telling his family, like, yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm about to, do big things, get this job, boom, 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 we're going to be straight. And then, the whole time, they bullshit. They was like, oh, shit. Like, damn.
Tell them stuff.
We don't tell them what's going on, whatever. The sister like, why y'all bullshit? Just tell him what's up. Like, he's like, nah, let him eat his tacos. All right, bet he had his tacos. Tell him what's up.
Right.
So we losing everything.
Yeah. Then, boom, your dad had a heart attack. Like,
y'all didn't think to call, text me, any of this?
And you know what? I thought that was kind of fun. I get it, but I felt like, damn, y'all could have at least told the boy that his dad had a heart attack. I mean,
my dad could have damn near died.
And y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all losing the house and shit. But I get, like, parents may not want to include their kids in everything, because he's supposed to be focused on studies. But I was like, damn, y'all didn't have to lay it out on him like this.
I mean, and then too, I'm pretty sure they was probably funding his way to school. Like, they made sure he could go to school, so therefore they didn't want him to feel guilty. Hey,
that's a good point.
Like, while you there, we're struggling over here. Like, they want him to finish and come back and do what he said he would do.
Yeah, that makes a good point. Yeah, so I commend them for that. But the sister was funny. She was like, yo, y'all eating tacos and shit. Tell them, like, what y'all...
Right.
So, yeah, I thought that was funny to see them try to beat around the bush about it and not say anything. But overall, I thought it was cool, just the atmosphere of seeing different worlds in the DC universe. Mm-hmm. I forgot what their city is called, but I thought it was cool because it looks futurific, sci-fi-ish, but it has those elements of Hispanic touches to it that I thought was cool.
And I mean, that's what I was excited about. You know, I was like, I like representation. Y'all gonna give me representation. I want to see that. But it's like, again, go ahead.
Okay. I feel, because, you know, we're always about cultural, our black and brown brothers, but I feel like even with that, it kind of fell a little flat.
It did? No, no, it did.
Okay, because I'm like, it seemed, and this is my opinion, I felt like they were almost kind of trying to push it too much to where it didn't feel authentic, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like, even with George Lopez's character, I just felt like it was just too, like, purposely we're Hispanic versus it just being organically they're in this mythological comic book city, and it's just it's spewing out like Wakanda. It didn't feel, you know, and I get it, it's not the same thing, but I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know.
I mean, I get what you're saying in a sense, because, I mean, people felt that way a lot when Aquaman dropped. They was like, oh, this is giving Wakanda vibes and things of that nature and whatnot. So I do appreciate them trying to hone in on this being its own thing. We want you to see this culture or whatever, but it just wasn't landing. And maybe it's because I'm not a part of that culture, but then again, I got friends and things of that nature that I go to, and I'm around that culture often, and it wasn't giving it for me.
Yeah.
Like, now to our watchers, if you enjoyed it for your culture, then cool. Like, tell me more about it. Well, let me get into your world, because for me, I was like, you know, like, because even with his name, I get it. Pronunciation, I understand it all day, every day, but I do feel like it was forced. Hey, Jaime, like, no, that's the way to say his name.
Right. Yeah, even old dude that was working under the Susan Sarandon character, she was like the big bad, and he was just like at the end, I think, did he call her Puta? I don't know what he called. He cussed her out pretty much, and he was just like, bitch, my name is this. I just felt like it seemed forced with a lot of stuff, like I can't pronounce your name. I get it, that's the thing, because trust me, we deal with it too. People be trying to mispronounce our names and shit, so I get it, but it just felt forced to me, you know. Certain things, like, I appreciated, like, the vapor rub thing. That's the thing in the Hispanic community that was cool. I think George Lopez with his truck being decked out the way it was, that's a part of the Hispanic. Yeah, that's the thing too. So it was, a lot of things were cool. I just felt like some things were just, it didn't come off organically sincere. Like, it just felt like they were trying to push it. So
because I mean, even when you get to the relationships, I think Jaime and his sister made sense, but the whole family as a whole didn't really seem cohesive. So it was like some moments with the family was like, all right, because even when we get further into the movie, there's a portion of it that kind of reminds me of Wakanda. I'm just like, but we'll get to that when we step down to that.
It was touching, but it definitely was giving Wakanda. And then I didn't like how they and I get, they tried to portray like the loud Hispanic family that's like, they're kind of just chaotic at times. It just felt forced in that aspect as well too, but overall I did like their family dynamic. I just wish it was like just less cringy sometimes. For
sure. But I mean, even with that being said, as it's following him out and he's finding out that, shit ain't sweet. Like, everything he thought he was going to be able to do, he wasn't going to be able to do. So, here he is now. He's working in a cleaning service with his sister. And it kind of made me laugh. I'm like, damn, bro, you went to school and you and your sister work in the same spot. She ain't go to school. It's like, sad face.
And then she kind of threw some shade at the dinner table when they was eating tacos and shit. She was like, I don't want to be 6 years in debt, like, so no, I'm good off college. Then you end up scooping gum off the damn poolside chairs and shit. So that was funny. Cause
that didn't make sense to me. If you went to Gotham Law, why you out here I mean, that's the world today. I mean, if we being honest, that's the world today. Sometimes you go out for something and you're not in.
I'm surprised he even went to Gotham. Like, Gotham is on some other shit, but
I mean, comic book and everything like that. I mean, Gotham City and so, I mean, it's a thriving city. But I'm not going to go from where I'm at to go to Gotham Law when there's so many other places I go to.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, that's in the universe, because sometimes you got to kind of look at the universe like it's Grand Theft Auto. It's this, that's it. Nothing outside of that. That's it. That's the area. And then, you spoke about the city or whatnot. Yeah, the city looked nice, it looked futuristic, but everything was CGI. Like, nothing really seemed real to me. And I was like, damn, like, is the house even real?
That's what it just seemed like. I hate to keep referring to Wakanda, but I feel like Wakanda had those cultural aspects where it's like the futuristic stuff, but also like the roots, like the African roots. I felt like it just kind of seemed like they just threw something together almost. Like we're gonna have the futuristic side of the city, then we're gonna have old boy. They're gonna have kind of like their projects section over here. It just didn't seem. I don't know. It could have been more thought put into it, I feel, for the scenery itself to make me feel like, oh, this is an actual place. It didn't feel like an actual place.
No, it really didn't. It was kind of hard to immerse yourself in it because everything didn't look real. Because, like, even when it came to, like, him standing and looking at buildings, like, damn, that don't even look real. It kind of took me back to the movie I, Robot. And that's when, that's when CGI at that time was at its best. Yeah. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, we can't do no better than that.
That's what I'm saying. Because, I was on my movie site. And, the quality ain't going to be there. But still, I could tell something was just... I was like, bro, the CGI just not... And we in when does it come out? 2022 or 23?
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like it should be no excuse for poor CGI at this point. Where's the budget? But,
Yeah.
But anyways, at the workplace where they were at the nice house and the Susan Sarandon character, what did you think about her being the big bad? And I hope I'm not skipping too far ahead, but she just wasn't believable to me either as a villain.
Nah, because to be honest, I mean, they kind of pulled her in as a villain almost like they did with Catwoman when they pulled, what's her name?
Yeah.
Villain. And it wasn't really believable to me, and I was just like, I mean, I've seen now Susan Sarandon, she can act.
Yeah.
I know she can act.
I said the same. I'm like, this is Susan Sarandon. I know she can act, but this ain't giving actress at all. It was like just, and I'm not dogging on nobody. I'm trying not to, but it's just maybe it was the role she was at. She doesn't exude villain to me. It just almost to the point where her acting just seemed off, and I was just like, bruh, is she supposed to be menacing? Like, this is not scary to me. I'm not afraid of her.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, sometimes it kind of makes you think, like, is it all about pay? Like, do some actors only put so much out depending on how much they get paid? Because I mean, it just, like I said, I've seen her and some stuff, and of course, she's a part of the older generation in the sense of whatever. So some people might see her on screen, not know who she is.
Yeah.
But our generation, we were in that nice, neat spot where we saw both sides.
Right.
So it could have been better, but you got what you got out of it.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe she wasn't necessarily set up. I mean, she had her. And that's another. I don't know the side. I forgot his name, but her henchman that she pretty much almost groomed to be this bodyguard slash, and it's some weird romance thing I felt from them too.
There was sexual tension. Like, hey, what's happening?
Yeah, so I feel like maybe she was kind of more so behind the scenes versus, so maybe that's why she didn't really exude. But even then, I felt like, it should be more. But
you would think.
Yeah, you would think. But but that her and her niece, when they had walked in he had walked in from the bathroom, I think, and then they were getting into it because she was just like, you're turning my father's company into building weapons. We don't do that. And she's just like, well, your dad's not here. He left you. We don't know what the hell is going on. We just know the girl's dad left. And she throwing it back in her face saying, you get in my way. I don't care, you my niece. I'll murk you too. And so then Jaime comes out. He's one of those. He puts me in a mind of like just a natural born hero where he wants to like just step in and say something. So he says something. I don't want to jump too far ahead, so if you come in with some details, let me know.
Oh, nah. In this scene that you're talking about, whatever, that's where you cut to seeing him working for the cleaning business and everything like that. So, what happened is you got the niece there and everything. She sees what's going on and she calls her aunt out or whatever. Yeah. And that's when Jaime tried to step in because, she about to sick her boy on him, on her niece. I was like, hey, yo.
That's, okay, see, that's why I'm glad you couldn't. I forgot about that part,
yeah, so she was like, she about to handle that because because there were some details that she didn't want her to know. She like, this is classified and blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm still a part of this company. She's like, nah, you out here flying them trips and giving back to people's like, ain't that what you supposed to do?
Right.
Yeah, so that little tension was weird, you know. So Jaime jumped in. He like, hey, chill out, like, you know. Then she like, hey, y'all both fired. I was like, whoa.
I was like, well, that was quick. So they ended up getting fired. Sister, just by association, got fired. Just by
association. But then, she wasn't, you know, coming out unscathed because she was trying to use the bathroom when she could have just used the regular bathroom.
So she really, you know, she fucked up too. She really shouldn't even have been in there. Yeah. So had she not decided she wanted to use the fancy restroom, they never would have got. So, you know, it is what it is. But Jaime, he was able to get an opportunity possibly with the niece to get a job in the company, which was great because, you know, he got a degree, you know, he went to Gotham Law, you know, he's like, hey, I want to get my parents out of this hole they don't got himself into. So he ends up kind of thinking about it because he wasn't entirely sure, but I think when he got home, he ended up talking to his father a little bit because he felt like he kind of felt the family.
He did. He got with him, was like, I, you know, kind of messed up and things of that nature, whatever have you. And then all in the midst of that, when he gets a job opportunity, he comes to the building and everything like that, he's looking for a girl. And the whole time, she's still trying to figure out what's going on and, you know, what her aunt is working on. And then she's like, oh, you know, what she in the final was, oh, this is the Blue Beetle, this is what my father was working on and whatnot. And I didn't, you know, this should be in your hands. I know what you're about to do with it.
To weaponize it.
Right, and weaponize it. So she tried to slide out with it, and Jaime just there looking dumb as hell, like, hey, I'm here for the interview. You still cute, you know.
Just chasing her about. And the thing that kind of threw me off with her, too, I'm like, you low-key kind of stupid, too, because I'm like, how you just going to hand him the Beetle and you just met him a day before, don't know him from a can of paint, don't know if this dude is crazy or whatever, you staking literally everything you got to give him this Beetle. I was just like, what?
It was wild to me. And then not only that, you knew he was coming. Why did you decide to do it that
day? And then tell him that you could have told him something, but just kind of keep brushing on like it's not a good time. Girl, come on now. Like, she was pissing me off. I'm just watching it like, see, I was with y'all up until this point. Now it's kind of getting a little stupid, you know. But she gives him the Beetle in a damn McDonald's box, and and he has the Beetle. He takes it home, and you know, at first he was telling them, no, we can't look at it. And this is where it kind of got a little cringy for me because the family's like, well, no, let's look at it anyway. I forgot who opened it first. Was it the sister?
It may have been, but they was just like, she said for you not to open it, not us. I'm like,
bruh,
it could be a bomb
in there. Something. This girl is acting suspicious, and the alarms, the whole damn building is shut down. And for one thing, he takes the box in the first place. I wouldn't even have took it. I'm like, well, what the hell going on? I don't think I need to take it.
Baby girl, I ain't even working for you. Right. Because, like, you know, if in fact you thought it was a burger, why would you take so much care of it until you got home?
Exactly.
And whatever. But it's like, nah, baby, I need my interview. What's going on? I don't care about none of that.
I don't give a shit about this. Right. You got guards and shit getting locked. And my whole thing is, how was it that easy for him to get out of there like that?
It could have been. I tried to leave that alone. I tried to leave that alone, but ain't no way in hell y'all got advanced security like y'all do, and y'all see this man slide out with it.
Just slid right out, walked past security, right out. They didn't even take a second look at him. He just walked right out. You would think they'd be like, oh, wait, let me check that. You know, nothing. He just walked right out. I'm like, the hell? So he gets home. They, of course, open the damn shit. They all touching the Beetle, but somehow the Beetle connects with him. And so, which I will say, him,
that was dope.
I was gonna say that shit was dope. Him getting, and how they did like with the black and it's like coming out of his eyes, that was super, super cool. That was dope.
I was like, y'all could make a decent, you know, Constantine horror movie if y'all stuck to that. Because he looked like whole possessed, like as that thing was going through and course through his body, burning his clothes and stuff. I was like,
definitely. Yeah.
Y'all got potential.
Yeah. That shit looked creepy how they did it. And I thought that was super dope because if essentially the Beetle is supposed to be like inside of his body, which was, it looked crazy how the Beetle's like in his back and like, that shit looked crazy.
Hey, no cap. I think, maybe I'm the only one saw this. No cap. I think the Beetle went up his ass. That's what I remember saying.
I was thinking that because I'm like, how in the hell, like how else would it get inside? Because it went.
Yeah, it went somewhere.
Right.
It went somewhere.
But the way how they did it though, like the whole him transforming and stuff, I thought that was really, 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 really cool. I just felt like the whole sequence of him gaining powers were a bit cringy. It was a little goofy. I didn't care for that whole sequence. I was just like,
just talking about the sequence, like him learning it.
Yeah.
I mean, like the movie in itself, it seemed like it pulled from a lot of things.
Yeah.
And of course, that scene there kind of reminded me of Iron Man a little bit, like him going through it, him, troubleshooting the suit and everything like that, or whatever. That's what it kind of gave me. But there was just some points I'm like, yo, you gonna kill somebody, like.
What? Right. Yeah, even with he was in the city and like the bus and shit, and I was just like, yeah, see, now it's kind of getting a little like, nah.
Sliced through a whole bus. Nobody did?
Nobody. He just flying through the city. Ain't nobody getting hit, nothing. That part was a little, the only thing I thought they were gonna do, I thought they were gonna what you call it, I was like, if they do this shit, I kid you not, I'm done. I'm turning this shit off. I thought they were going to make him get out of the suit and he was just going to be in the city naked. Kind of like a Flash type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they was going to do that, but when she said, forgot what she said, but they flew back up in the air. I was like, okay. Because I was like, it can't get no more cringier than this.
I mean, that definitely got me thinking about the Flash when the other Flash decided to go and burn out his clothes and came out butt naked. So I was like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. But finally, I ain't gonna say he got some control, but one thing I do hate though, this is like a little thing for me, like the shoes he had on, he burnt those up. Those were some nice looking kicks.
Yeah, and he did say that.
Yeah, they was like limited or something like this shit. And I was like, ugh. But anyways, he finally flew back, but then he put another hole in the house and
yeah, it was just super chaotic, which I don't mind. I just think because, like you said, it does kind of put you in the mind of Iron Man, because Iron Man bust through his damn roof too.
Right.
But I think surrounding it just kind of was just cringy. It was super goofy, and I was just like, kind of over it. But I think he ends up waking up, and I guess he didn't realize it was like this shit happened for real. His family's like, look at your damn back.
Right.
And then he turns around, the beetle is like embedded in his back. It looks like in his spine and shit. It just looked crazy. It looked crazy.
Which I thought that's how it always connected anyway. I didn't know it had to go through the body. I thought it just connected through the back end. That's what I thought. But now I've seen this movie now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like Blue Beetle I'm used to is of course the cartoon when like he was good in not Teen Titans, Young Justice. I liked him in Young Justice and whatnot. So, to see that and get to this, I was like, alright. But again, this is supposed to be his beginning stages. Now keep in mind, this is still under DCEU. This is not DCU, this is DCEU. And I have to remind myself of that because this is not going to be canon going forward.
Yeah. So,
with that being said or whatnot, it had its good moments, and I wish there was more they could do with it, but I don't know what's next.
And then, DCEU makes the most horrible mistake they continue to damn do, which I hope James Gunn and Peter Safran, I hope these men do a better job, but stop making DC movies family friendly and light-hearted. If Blue Beetle is too, no, I'm just sick of it. Make the shit serious. I would have liked more of a darker take on the character as well too. I thought it's just too goofy. DC needs to stop trying to be so goofy and lighthearted. Just stop.
Well, I mean, if we being honest, they're not trying no more. I mean, it's the end of the road.
Yeah, so, you're right. Yeah.
So it's I think it's Aquaman 2, and I feel like that's it. I could be wrong, but I do feel like that's it because we had Flash.
Yeah.
We had something else we had earlier, Shazam. Yeah, so I want to say Aquaman 2 is kind of the end all be all.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to move on to. Go ahead. But then it's supposed to move on after that.
I hope so, and I'm trying to brace myself for damn Aquaman. I've seen the trailer. I'm over it, you guys. I'm over. I think he has a kid now, and he's trying to be daddy daycare now. I'm over it. I'm out. I'm done.
Not much more we can expect. I mean, you know, like we catch it, we don't, we don't.
Yeah.
We definitely got other things down the pipeline, but you know, with that being said or whatnot, back to Jaime busting through the house. So he busted through the house. His family like, what the fuck? And then what killed me though too is like they was calling like, oh, my son's gone somewhere, blah blah blah. They didn't know how to explain it. So then like for me, I was like, so why was it so hard for them to figure out where you was at when there were so many details? You coming out of the house, you landed back into the house, them calling about you, like.
Yeah, it was. That's why I said that whole sequence, I'm just not a fan of it. It just seemed all over the place. It didn't make sense. It was super cringy. I felt like they relied too hard on, you know, jokes that just weren't landing. It's like, I get it. Oh, he got a suit. Oh, I don't know how to work it. Like, okay, like, I get it. It's, you know,
Right.
Yeah, after that, I kind of was like, okay, I see where this is going.
Right, for sure. But basically, after that, I feel like I'm missing something, but go ahead.
I believe he was just like, I gotta get this out of me. I had to go see, what's her name? Damn, we need her name. I forgot.
I looked it up while you talking.
Okay. Yeah. So he has to go find the niece. Because he's like, you know, she's the only person who will know how to get this thing out of me. I don't want this, you know, I'm out. So he takes his uncle's truck. He goes back down to the building. She's running out, getting chased. My thing is, she gets in the car. She doesn't let him know that she's being chased and niggas got guns. Jenny, that's her name.
Okay, Jenny, yeah.
So they shoot, and I'm like, girl, y'all literally could die. You know that, right? Like, she's not even saying nothing.
She had a whole extra life at home because she was just out there, like, being stupid. I'm like, man, watch out. Like, you gonna get yourself killed. You and him killed.
Yeah, and then the thing, I feel like it definitely something was missing there because it kind of just jumped from her playing her part, saying, yeah, we gotta lock up these doors, people, when they first shut the building down, but then it cuts to her running out of it. I'm like, so what the hell happened?
I mean, with that being said, I'm assuming like they checked the cameras, they saw what went down, and then they was on her.
So y'all just now checking. Y'all just now checking cameras and. You know what? Maybe we look into it, but you know, we gotta point this shit out. I'm just like,
I'm trying to lay it off. I'm really trying to pull it back, but it was just some gaps because it felt like that part of the scene where she went from helping out to running. It's like whoa, great space. Like what happened there? And yeah, you just went with it.
Yeah, we missed a whole chunk of the story right there. So they on the run.
They grab. Oh, then on top of that, you know, with George Lopez's character or whatever, you know, he had like a disruptor.
Yeah.
And so when they finally linked back up with Jenny and everything like that, and she came to the house, they talked to her.
Yeah.
She explained what was going on and all that crap.
Yeah.
That's when George Lopez's character was like, bet. So there's something else y'all need from the building. I think she needed the key to get to her dad's place or whatever. So, with that being said, George Lopez was like, oh yeah, so I got this big ass disruptor in the back of my truck. I've been waiting to use. Does it work? Yeah, it works.
And I'm like, and that's another, I'm here for the like I said, the silly, but super genius on the low key, you know, type thing. But I felt like, could we get more of like, because it kind of seemed like out of nowhere. Like, I know he was kind of like one of those people that are kind of just super paranoid and suspicious of like government. He's always saying, conspiracy theorists. But it's like, yo, nigga, you kind of smart to be building all this shit that can shut down high tech security cameras and you know, like so. But they didn't really explain or give much of a backstory on him. We just know that he can just do shit. So I don't know. They could explain that better.
Right, man. That's literally all he did with it or whatever. So yeah. You know, when they did get there and he disrupted the systems, which is still wild to me because the shit didn't even crank up at first. He had to smack it and then start.
And then they just shut down security cameras to this high-tech building corporation. I'm just like, well, how? Sway. So, so they shut it down. And then it was kind of like super easy. They walked right in. Yeah, the shit was just right there. Even Jaime was like, oh, I didn't expect it to be that easy. Of course, Juggernaut as dude, what's his name? He comes out of nowhere and they start fighting, which I was super excited to finally see some action because I felt like it wasn't slow up until that point, but nothing really was happening for real. Ignacio pops up and he just has it out for this dude. And they start going at it.
I mean, I think he had it out for him more so like, boom, not only do you have Blue Beetle, but you have it in you. Like, this shit was supposed to be for me. And he felt some type of way or whatever. But,
you're right. Because when it first started, him and Susan Sarandon are at the site, the dig site, and they're trying to they're digging for the beetle. And you're right. It was supposed to be for him, and he got it.
Right.
And then some Venom symbiote shit. It bonded with Jaime, and he's just like, well, damn, it's supposed to be for me. But. Right.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, before Jenny had pulled the beetle or whatever, they was trying to replicate it.
Yeah.
They're trying to replicate the technology that, goes into that beetle or whatever. Now, I do think, very much so that the beetle probably just didn't choose him. So, that being said, they did, workarounds, try to, get it, perfect to where it can, go to someone else or whatever have you.
Yeah.
And then with that being said, they try to roll out with the key. He pops up on him. He's like, nah, because they was at a whole party. They had found out, like, they tried to get to the building. So him and Susan Sarandon's character, whatever, they was at the party, whatever. She's like, hey, go get them and bring me back that beetle, blah, blah, blah. So he come through or whatever. And that shit, the suit he got ain't no hoe. Like, it holds his own.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, it kind of reminded me of, like, Iron Man 2.
It definitely was given just Mark 1, Mark 2 type shit that was going on. Like, it definitely was given that, and I felt like the fight was cool itself. It was cool. It wasn't nothing spectacular, but I felt like y'all, they could have gave us something different that I haven't seen before. I felt like it was just stereotypical fight.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because to be honest, I don't know if a lot of people have seen this movie, but they had came out with a Max Steel live action movie. And to be honest, I feel like a lot of that storyline they grabbed to because that's what it felt like in certain scenes or whatever. But when it did go down, of course, Ignacio's suit was a little more clunky, but then it had a lot of exposure. Like, I was worried about, like, I know you're supposed to be the bad guy, but you ain't worried about getting hit. Like, you all exposed. You just got shit here, nothing blocking that.
Nothing.
It was what it was or whatever, but in a sense, he's a whole machine because, Susan Sarandon's character did so much surgery to his ass.
Yeah.
Like, he barely human at this point.
Yeah, and really, for real. And then the crazy thing about it is, like, Jaime definitely could have murked his ass in the fight a few times. Held back. I mean, the suit was, like, really about to kill dude, and Jaime was just like, no, I'm not a killer. And I'm like, sometimes you gotta be a killer. Sometimes you gotta be a killer. I don't care what nobody says. Sometimes it is okay to kill because if you don't, look what happens now. Damn, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but he lost a family member, and this could have been, well, you know what? Susan Sarandon could have came back with a vengeance, so I don't even damn know. But it could have been done. He wouldn't even have to worry about that dude no more if he had to just went ahead and did it.
Hey, you know that hero code shit, man. They can't kill nobody for real sometimes. Hey. But my thing is too, like, if somebody is an aggressor and they keep coming at you, just take the motherfucker out. Sorry, right? Because Sue was talking big shit like, hey, look, let me do this. He just could go ahead and end this because, like, even when they had incapacitated him or whatever, it was like, all right, bet, let's finish it. Yeah. And I was like, no, we're not gonna finish him off like that. Like, let him be. Like,
see, that hero code shit gonna get you killed. I'm telling you, sometimes it's okay to kill. It's all right. Just do it.
Look. I was talking to my son earlier today. He's like, Dad, you don't want me to run off because you don't want nobody to take me. I said, no, son, because I will kill for you.
Right.
I said, somebody get you, they're going to have to get me.
Right. I'm going to jail.
Yeah, for sure.
Period. So, I was just like, okay, whatever. You don't kill. But I think George Lopez ends up coming to the fight site.
He did.
And now, you know what? I know that. Are we good? Camera. Okay.
That was not, but we still recording on these.
Okay. So I know this is just all make believe anyway, but that whole scene with George Lopez and Jenny. Now, how the hell he going full speed now, and he tells her, "On my mark, pull the lever." The truck turns, and he knew that the damn I forgot what the machine he made was gonna just literally shoot off the back of the truck at such a force that it would knock the dude. Mm-hmm. I'm like, now I know this is all make believe, but that seemed a bit far fetched for me. I was just like, okay, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It served a purpose, I suppose.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't explain. I'm not gonna. I can't make it make sense.
Yeah, I'm like, I tried to just be like, well, it's a make believe movie. Just leave it alone. But I was just like, but I don't know. I feel like the truck should have been rolling over.
I feel like the whole bed should have went. If that thing was as heavy as it was, that whole bed should have went. But I just let it go. I'm like, it's a movie,
let it,
whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna let it ride.
Yeah.
But that one was wild or whatnot. But after that, they got away with the key and everything like that. And then they make it to Jenny's dad's house. That's not even populated anymore.
Yeah.
So that's when they get there. She shows them, oh, this is where my dad keeps his. This is his cave, his beetle cave or whatever.
Yeah, and they found out that he was the Blue Beetle, but he was not the Blue. The Beetle never chose him, so he was just pretty much like Batman, essentially. And so I thought that was interesting. I felt like, well, damn, bitch, you could have like definitely told us this prior. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was going on. But I thought it was pretty cool how they tied all that in. Her dad being, the Blue Beetle, and then George Lopez being like, damn, I have a lot of respect for you. I didn't know that. Like, Blue Beetle was like our hero. So
he knew a whole lot about him.
Yeah.
And then even with that too, I mean, even when I got to that point, I mean, it was kind of useless for me at that point. But I still would have probably liked to see more of his story, because you a whole regular person, but you made all these gadgets and gizmos and whatnot to imitate the Blue Beetle and not actually be it.
I just thought about something. Sorry. I was, would have made a better story just for me personally. Mm-hmm. What they should have did was had the Blue Beetle, like, maybe not her dad going off the storyline, but just like the Blue Beetle superhero. Mm-hmm. But like, of course the Beetle didn't choose him. Mm-hmm. But then maybe have Jaime, they somehow maybe, I don't know, have it somewhere where he has to take Jaime under his wing because the Beetle chose him. Mm-hmm. And be his mentor almost, some type of shit. And then he'd be like, I want you to take the mantle of being Blue Beetle. I thought that would probably be cool to me. I mean, it would have got more of a backstory on. Because I'm with you, I'm like, well, damn, he built all these gadgets. We don't see anything. He's just gone. The nigga's gone. We don't know what the hell happened. But
Thanos style.
Right.
But yeah, like even with that, they she's showing the cave to them and things of the nature, all his suits and stuff like that. Which I do feel like Jaime should have probably grabbed one of those suits, because nothing that you wear can stand up to the Blue Beetle or whatnot. So I would assume maybe the suits can, because since he was, since the dad was such a researcher of it, I would assume he knew some details that, Jaime didn't. Yeah. So that was my first thought. I'm like, you might want to grab one of those suits. It might be good for what you be going through.
Or grab some of them damn gadgets. Like, I know the suit himself can come up. I was like, sometimes some of them damn gadgets would have been kind of cool too to grab, and just learn more about. I know George Lopez, he kind of was like in his element, and he may have figured out a lot of shit in there, but it would have been cool. I mean, we did get some of a backstory with Jenny, which I kind of didn't care too much about.
It wasn't needed.
Yeah, it wasn't needed. I didn't really care. I mean, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess they were trying to set up her and Jaime's, because things got tense between them as far as like them wanting the kids and shit. I was like, cool, but was this needed? No.
Again, not really a build up for it. It was just like, okay, man.
Right.
I knew what happened eventually, but okay.
Right. And I'm like, ain't y'all supposed to be? Y'all are in danger right now. What the hell y'all doing in this room? Like, right? So,
get your ass back down in
right.
Yeah. But I mean, otherwise, so they get out of that, and as they proceed from that part of it, I think, his family, Jaime's family starts getting attacked by Susan Sarandon's goons, essentially, and whatnot. They bust through and everything. They beating everybody down and whatnot. So by the time he gets there, they pretty much got everybody on the ground at gunpoint type deal or whatever. So he's like, all right, cool. I need to jump into save everybody mode or whatever. But at the same time, he was trying to make sure his family didn't get hit in the process or whatever. So, that scene was okay or whatnot. But then, go ahead.
Yeah, I felt like it was just like a cheap cop out for me, like especially with the dad, because I guess we can go ahead and say it now. The dad ends up getting, which I hate. So this is what pissed me the hell off. The sister pulled one of those cheesy I'm a fall just out of nowhere type thing, and I'm like, girl, really? And then she just stayed on the ground. And I'm like, bitch, get up. Like, she just stayed on the ground. I'm like, what are you still laying here? Daddy, get up. Like, why are you just laying there? And then so the dad, bruh, and I'm like, he's just being a dad.
Yeah,
like, God damn, like, he just had a heart attack. He's still taking medicine. He's a small dude. Of course, he's going to go and, help his daughter. But my thing is, he pushes the guy away, and I'm just like, stop. He gets knocked down. Right. I was like, please, no, stop, no. He gets fucking knocked upside the head and he falls. And I'm like, oh shit, please tell me. It's like, I was thinking he was cool. She gets him up. The daughter gets him up. This dude has a heart attack. And I'm just like, yo, why, man? And then Jaime as, they wrapped some shop electrical thing around, so he can't move no more.
Ignacio,
yeah.
Wait.
Was Ignacio there?
Yeah, so they was in the chopper. Him and Susan Randall was in the chopper. And they shot some little like harpoon net thing and caught him, and he didn't even have time to grieve. Like it was really, and over with. Yeah,
so this nigga just crying, looking at the dad laying on the daughter crying. I'm just like, bruh. So now the suit can't do shit no more. Like you just incapacitated now. Mm-hmm. And
that part alone kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
Like, how y'all even have technology to incapacitate a suit like that?
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
That's what I'm like. How this is the damn Beetle suit? How the hell is like y'all able to stop it from doing? And I'm just like, bro, what the hell is going on? So, of course, like I'm thinking maybe the dad can pull through. I was thinking because the mom was in the ambulance, so I'm like, well, maybe he'll be okay. And the way they kind of shot it was weird too. It was like the mom was in the ambulance, and then I'm trying not to laugh, but then all of a sudden the grandma and George Lopez and the daughter, they just break down and start crying. I'm like, well, shit, I guess the dad didn't make it. So, and it was such a weird scene. I'm just like, well, wait. So I'm trying not to laugh.
So I guess the dad.
So the dad is gone. He's dead, and I think, did it cut to them being at the house still, or did it cut to Jaime? I don't remember shit.
I want to say they was at the house still because Grandma was like, yeah, let's not cry now.
Yeah.
Or whatever, let's cry later or whatever have you. So, somewhere around there.
Yeah, something happened.
It got a little murky,
Yeah, it got a little murky. I don't really remember too well, but I know Jaime woke up, he's tied up upside down or some shit. And they about to suck the energy force from the Beetle, and then I think her assistant, that she kept fucking up his name. You could tell throughout the whole movie he didn't like what was going on because he's like, damn, these my people too. Like you come to their home, they burn down the damn house. The dad, I think he was there for the dad dying too.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, wait, I think this will kill him if we proceed. And she's like, just do it. Like, pretty much just, then saying his name wrong. And you can tell he's, like, wrestling with what's the right thing to do.
Right.
And then, what's his name? Anicio.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Yo. Well, do you have anything to say? Because I'm going to jump in. Just the part that I saw when he got the suit and shit. That shit looked nasty.
When he got
when they found
I guess which one? Combo suit,
and that shit went in like his. That shit was crazy.
And he was just like, "Man, nah, I'm built for this. I was ready for this. What I've been waiting on." I was like, "Yeah."
That shit made my skin crawl. Like how the damn suit went in his skin, and he's screaming and. Man, yeah, I have a lot of respect. I know but he don't have a choice though.
He didn't.
He didn't have a choice. Like the way and even his backstory, it happened towards the end. But even his backstory was like, I felt like they could explain that better too. Like when he was like in the jungle, and they showed, because at first I was like, well, is this his wife and kid?
Yeah, that was.
It was? I thought it was him.
Wait, I'll come back over here. Hold on.
Okay.
It was his family. I could be wrong. Or was it his mom?
I think that was his mom and the little boy was him.
Yep, I think so.
And that's why I was saying, like, the backstory was just not clear. Because at first when they put on, I'm like, oh, so his family got killed, so that's why, that's understandable. But then when it said, they were explaining it, like, I didn't see a dad figure anywhere, or him anywhere, so I was like, well, maybe that little boy is him, but they didn't explain that right. I'm just like, well...
Nah, they kind of fell flat on the explanation or whatever have you, but, you know...
I'm jumping too far ahead, but...
We are.
I'm like at the end of the damn movie.
we get there anyways, but I mean, you know, once Ignacio, he, you know, gets the suit or whatever, that's when Jaime's family jumps into action, and they decide, oh, we gotta go save him, because, you know, that's when George Lopez scared. It was like, hey, yo, they got some shit back in this crib, you know, some stuff that can help us out, and we can go there, we can save him, whatever. They was like, bet. So then the grandma tie her hair up, and she like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm like, relax, grandma, what you doing?
At that moment, I dead ass looked at, I was watching on my iPad, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. This is too cringe for me. I'm like, I get it, but it was just like, bruh, really? It was cringe fest. Yeah, it was complete Spy Kids cringe fest at that point, and I was just kind of like, at that point, I didn't really care about me. I'm gonna see it through, but
yeah, that's when you get to it. Then you see it through. It's like, all right, here we are.
And you know what? I'm happy you brought this shit up. How the hell does George Lopez know how to work Blue Beetle technology? I get, and that's another thing. If he's supposed to be this super genius, I can fuck with that, because then I can see he know how to work. But how?
I think that whole time, Jaime and Jenny was upstairs when they had got to the house. I think that's when he was kind of studying what was going on. And like you said, he said he was a big fan of him. But I mean, you're right. I mean, it's Blue Beetle technology, but not for real, because the dad created it or whatever. So
maybe I don't know. Maybe, you know, if he just kind of smarter than the normal person, and I can fuck with that. But then explain that shit properly, because I mean, but then again, this nigga did make a machine that can shut down high security cameras and shit. So I mean, yeah. So they touched on the grandma. She turns into damn Rambo. Rambo at this point, out of nowhere. I think the granddaughter was like, damn, grandma, like where the hell this come from? She like legit coming up with military strategy on the damn map. She's like completely like different person. So they in the damn Blue Beetle, they fly down to the place where Susan Sarandon and Inicio's at to get Jaime. And I think that was like the only real part. I kind of was like, oh, where the Blue Beetle stepped on somebody.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, he dead then. Right. After that.
I'm like, oh shit. Okay. I was like, we could get more of that, but you know, cool. That was cool to see that. But they make it through. I mean, the damn Blue Beetle was kind of indestructible, low key. It looked goofy as hell, but I mean, that thing.
That shit was getting hit. Yeah, that shit. That shit looked like that big ass beetle from Bugs Life. That's what it looked like. Ah, shit.
It definitely was giving Disney Pixar, and like, but it was indestructible. I mean, the shit crash landing, and I was like, "Are y'all gonna die?" Like, the shit came in fast, but it was still working. Like, it even got up on its legs and started crawling around and shit. I'm like, well, damn, Blue Beetle was kind of.
Yeah, that shit was getting.
Yeah, they got through him. They got through him.
Because I mean, now that I look into it now, like if it wasn't for Susan Sarandon and her people, and like if James' dad was still alive, he'd be running shit, because you know, like his old technology, they couldn't fuck with his old technology
at all. I mean, that damn. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen that, I'm just amazed at how that Blue Beetle stood up to, I mean, crash land. That shit was moving fast, and it crash landed into concrete stone and shit, and still got up and was functional.
Yeah, because once they found out they could go up the wall, it was like, oh, they ran through there. I'm like, oh shit. They just getting stomped on, everybody trying as they might, shooting at it, and shit popping off, and
hitting wings, slapping people, this thing. I mean, they had stayed in the Blue Beetle, they could have took over the damn building if they wanted to. They were straight.
I really would have just stayed.
I would stay in there
through the building.
It got Jaime and
But then, now they want to come out here and act like they got damn Power Rangers all of a sudden because you got the grandma with the minigun, you got the sister with the I don't know, the 3D
Miss Marvel bullshit.
Yeah. So it got a little wild. Like, I was like, okay, so y'all trying to be Beetleborgs. That's what we doing. Okay.
That's what I'm like, well, where the... I get, family come together at hard times. How the hell are y'all like a crime fighting team now that y'all know how to work?
Right.
But I don't know. At that point, they may have been driven by their father's grief, and they were like, we need to save Jaime. But it just kind of was giving, come on now, it was cringy.
Yeah.
Now everybody can fight now. Grandma's like totally different person now.
Right.
She'll say hello to my little friend scene that she did. I'm like, bruh. I'm over it. I was jumping ahead, but Jaime, so they start the process of trying to get the Beetle's life force into Inicio.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts to go under or some shit. They did that thing where you meet with your past loved one, and the dad's like, it's not your time yet.
Yeah, he went to ancestral plane.
I know, I was going to say that.
That's exactly what the hell happened. I was like, this is what y'all doing? Okay, cool. Yeah, that movie did come out a couple years ago. I see what y'all doing. All right, fine.
Definitely was giving Black Panther vibe on that. Mm-hmm. Definitely. I was like, really, it's not your time yet? Okay. Right. Yeah, they definitely pulled from that for sure. So, they had to have the talk, and Dad was like, I believe my purpose was to be in with you with this moment. I guess tell him, hey, go back. You need to be a hero. This is what you made for. So he comes back, and the suit, though, is not powering up at all. He's just like, well, what the fuck is going on?
If not cut you off, but in the central plane, what he was doing, he had to get to the Beetle.
Yeah.
And become one, in a sense. And then once they did that, then they were cohesive.
Okay. Yeah. So he has to, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, hurry up. Like, you just... for 5 minutes, and then there's so much shit going on, but still it cuts to the scene. He's like, I'm like, bruh, when are you gonna get to the Beetle yet? Like, goddamn. But he finally gets there, and he gets out of the constraints, and then I think Inicio he's like fucking Frankenstein at this point.
Yeah, he's already going through his transformation. Yeah.
And Susan Sarandon's assistant finally grows some damn balls, and he's just like, I have to help Jaime.
Right.
So he gets him out the door, and this is another thing. So what pissed me off is he was telling Jaime to go. He's like, go. Like, I got you. You out. Jaime's still standing there looking crazy and scared, and he would have died anyway, but I'm like, just go, because by that time he could have gained enough distance before Inicio came. And by the way, he killed what's his name, the assistant, which I thought was kind of fucked.
Got splattered. I was like,
completely splattered. I knew that was gonna happen though. The camera angle and everything just set it up. But Jaime pissed me off because he was still standing there, and it wasn't until Inicio pretty much broke out that he finally took his ass on. I'm like, bruh, what are you doing?
Right. And by that time, he run out in the hallway and shit and see his family going to work. Like, what the fuck going on here?
Right.
And then Inicio's on his ass or whatever and chasing him down and whatnot. But like I said, I did like the fact that, Jaime and Blue Beetle finally, got cohesive. And like, okay, I'm doing this. I need you to do that. Things of that nature.
Yeah.
On that one.
Yeah.
Still got this one. But, to see that and everything like that or whatever, I was like, all right, cool. They finally, got something going on. They finally understand each other or whatever.
Yeah.
So, they getting up through there and they finally make it out of the building at some point. Yeah, they finally make it out of the building and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then him and Nacho get into it or whatnot. And,
what, Miss, the sister and Jenny found this hidden crypt room area with all the different, what Susan Sarandon had.
That's right.
Yeah,
all
the crazy ass suits that Inicio had on, and she's just like, what the fuck? Like, y'all got a whole damn art, legit, and a whole damn art. Like, Susan Sarandon was about to get busy. It was crazy.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I know. Then when they saying that or whatever, they got up out of there and everything like that. And did they destroy them?
I think when we jumping ahead, but if I'm trying to say this way not to jump too far ahead, but I think when Inicio finally was like, fuck this shit, and then he blew everything up in the aftermath of all of the explosion. Those got blown up too.
Okay,
yeah, it's the whole island blown up. Yeah.
Because when we jump ahead now, we're at the point where Ignacio and Blue Beetle are going at it or whatever. But now Ignacio ain't got the same suit. His suit can actually go toe to toe Blue Beetle's down, whatever. So they get into it or whatever have you. And then at some point there was a scare where you thought George Lopez's character died. I think he was trying to. I don't know what he was trying to do.
He was throwing coconuts or some shit, right? Coconuts or balls or it was some round. I'm trying because they were on the island, so wasn't it coconuts or something?
I hope it would. I hope you would throw coconuts. Well, this is not Donkey Kong fan. He was not out here throwing coconuts.
He was throwing something trying to distract, and I'm like, bro, you ain't doing nothing. I mean, this is Iron Man times 1,000 with a splash of hell.
Right. So you try to get busy with whatever you throw. And then Ignacio, I want to say Ignacio blasted him, and he thought, so Jaime was like, so you killed my dad and my uncle? Oh, I'm about to go crazy. Yeah. And then he just started going off on a tangent. He's really ready to kill Ignacio and everything like that. I'm like, do it.
Yeah, that's right. Do it. Yeah.
Yeah, like you really want to go.
This dude gotta go. Like at this point, he gotta go. So,
right.
Yeah, but of course, were you gonna say it?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so of course now all of a sudden you guys, and now mind you, Blue Beetle, the entity itself, was with the shits
in the beginning.
Yeah, to kill people. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden she's like, no, we're not killers, Jaime. I'm like, bitch, what? This is the time. No, this is the time to do it. I don't need you to go soft. I need you to be on some Kiyoshi shit. Like, kill. He needs to die.
This ain't you, Blood. Come on now.
You don't got soft. Like, but I saw it coming when it happened. I was just like, he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I could see it a mile away.
Right, it was what it was. So, he had to come to Jesus moment. He was literally inches away from killing this man or whatever, and didn't do it. And then,
inches.
Yeah. And then he basically just told him, like, hey, like, you need to search within yourself. Like, what do you love? What do you care for? Type deal. And Ignacio started getting all his memories back all of a sudden. Blue Beetle was able to give him his memories back because apparently he had lost the memories of losing his family.
Yeah.
So, once he got all those memories, he was like, this bitch here.
Realized she was manipulating him and shit for her own greedy ass, plans and shit. Right. But even before that, we missed the part. Jenny, I think they actually captured Jenny, and they were in the helicopter, and she had that chewing gum that her father invented that's supposed to like blow shit up.
Spy Kids again.
Very much Spy Kids. She's chewing gum. They going back and forth. She spits the gums out, lands on the seat. And then like what happens? I think it starts something with the gum or something happened where the pilots and the two people in the front got shot, and the helicopter's out of control now. Because
Sarandon had a gun pointed at her, and then when she spit the gum out, it made things go crazy. And I want to say Sarandon actually killed both.
Yeah.
Or I want to say one of the henchmen in there had a gun, and I think she spit the gum at him, and then he lost control. Then he shot out everybody else or whatever have you. Now I forget what happens after that.
This is what happens now, and it was stupid to me because I'm like, well, what the fuck? This don't make sense. They end up somehow in the gum, and they fall out of the helicopter on the ground. The Susan Sarandon and Jenny, and I'm like, well. I'm like, you know what? Y'all got it. I'm trying not to. It's a movie, but bruh,
you got a little wild.
I was just like, okay, whatever. Right? Somehow y'all only two end up in there and survive, but all right.
Right. So once they finally make it down, that's when Ignacio, confronts her like, oh, you manipulated me. Yeah. My family's dead because of you and things of that nature, whatever. And he's just like, yep, this is it for me and you. I was like, whoa, wait, huh?
Right.
And then, Blue Beetle, back telling Jaime what he about to do. Oh, he's about to explode his whole suit. He about to blow this bitch out. I'm like...
And then Jaime just stands there once again. I'm like, what are you doing? Go.
Right.
Like, you must want to die. Like, why are you standing there? Like, go. I don't know. And then part of me was like, please don't tell me you about to stop and let him just kill him and her both.
Yeah.
And just be done with it.
No, I mean, like at that point in the game, I was like, yeah, nah, he ain't about to stop it. But he just, I don't know. I don't know if he want to watch.
Shit, maybe. Because I'm like, why are you still here?
Yeah,
go.
Nah, but he wasn't stopping shit. He was like, oh yeah, go ahead, G. You need to go ahead and handle that.
Yeah.
And so then he finally gets away, and then he sees George Lopez's character didn't die, so he's happy about that. And after that, they kind of ride off into the sunset. After that.
Essentially. I will say it was touching. I think. Because everyone's giving him a hug, and then I think it hit him at that moment. Damn, where's my dad?
Right.
And then they all broke down. So that part was touching. I will say that was really touching.
Like I said, he didn't get time to grieve
at all. Yeah. At all. And then at the aftermath of everything, he's just like, oh shit, mom's gives me a hug, uncle, sister, grandma, and then I think the grandma said something, and they just all bust down crying. I was like, damn, that touched me right here. But that was a cute moment. It was really sweet.
Right.
But yeah, they essentially ride off into the sunset, and then the aftermath. I think they're at the home, and everyone's kind of there. They got the family thing going on, neighbors around, people cooking food and helping rebuild and everything.
Yep, for sure. And then his girl, Jenny, finally slide up or whatever, and she came in on a bike and everything like that. And she was basically telling them, what did she gift them? I forgot what she gifted them. But whatever it was, to me, it was bullshit. Like,
definitely bullshit.
I think she was going to get their home fixed.
Yeah, I think she said you don't have to... I think she said she was going to help them rebuild. I'm like, no, you need to give them a mansion or some shit. You got the money.
Speaking of which, there's an inhabitable mansion that they went to.
Right.
that she could have gave to the family.
I'm like, no, don't fix up this bullshit.
Like having the bullshit you put me through.
Right. Yeah, you got the money. Because of us, you're the reason why you CEO now. I need you fuck that. If you're going to be building up some shit, build it up into a mansion. Don't try to fix this up.
Yeah. Because I tried to stay into the moment, but when I seen it, I was like, man, you got a whole house that nobody using, fam. Let them have that.
Right. That's why I felt the same. I'm like, now, so that's the only thing you're going to do for these people? After everything you're going to put them through? Put them up in a penthouse somewhere, shit. Yeah, that was some bullshit. That was definitely some bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, that was pretty much the end of that. And then you get to, the cut scene at the end or whatever, and find out Jenny's dad ain't dead. He in some type of universe or whatever have you.
Surprise.
But I stayed to watch that just for y'all, but for me, for real, I was just like, I mean, does it really matter at this point? They could have saved it, but so he's not dead and whatever have you. But we'll never know what happens after that. So
shit, because even if let's say DCEU did stay, and let's say Blue Beetle did do great at the box office. I mean, who cares that the dad is... Okay, y'all missed it. Now, I mean, because at this point, I'm pretty sure by the time the second movie rolls around, he's going to already be accustomed to being Blue Beetle. Yeah. So he doesn't necessarily need a mentor anymore. I mean, at this point, the Beetle chose him. So, it's not much he can kind of tell him to do to navigate at this, because he doesn't have that experience with the suit. So
we're in the actual suit,
right. So who the hell cares?
But then too, there was a point that we kind of missed, and there were previous people that wore the suit, but the only way to lose the suit is if you die. So I don't know if he used that as his basis to study the people and things of that nature, because Jenny knew that information, so that means her dad knew it.
You know what they may have tried to do, because they kind of touched on it. She said he became obsessed with figuring out how to get the Beetle to choose him, but it never did. And one day he just didn't come home, so maybe he could have, if they did bring him back, maybe he could have been turned almost bad, almost like he was just like, well, why the hell did it choose you? It should have been me. I'm Blue Beetle. You're not Blue Beetle. And it could have been something like that. You never know.
Quite easily. Because like I said, he spent his whole life trying to figure it out. And whatever technology was in that Beetle, he probably tapped into it and somewhere else, or maybe even within the Beetle. I don't know. But again, we're not the writers.
We'll never know.
We'll never know for sure. So, hey, But with that, I think we got all of it.
That's essentially the movie, you guys. I would, out of 10.
Ooh, we doing this, okay.
Shit. I wanted 5.
I would say about 6. Soft 6.
Soft 6.
Soft 6. Yeah, just on.
It didn't hit for me, you guys. I just.
And like I said, like try as I might, like I wish there was more we could put on it. But it was what it was.
Yeah, and I also go off of like if I want to see a movie again, I don't feel like I want to see it again. Like I don't have the need to be like, I'll see it again. I'm like, I'm good. I'm cool off of seeing it that one time. I'm good. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. It just it was alright. It was alright. It could have been a lot better for sure. But it just was giving very much low budget. The story was just
I mean, but the biggest thing was the low budget was part of the CGI for everything else. But Blue Beetle looked good as hell. Like they put all the money into him, but everything else just fell flat.
Yeah, it was a very cliche storyline. I wanted more of that Hispanic culture. Yeah. And it could have been cool mixed with the whole sci-fi futuristic thing they had going on, which would have been dope. But yeah, George Lopez, I think I said this before, it was very cringe. Yeah. Some of his jokes, I'll say not even some, maybe 2, made me laugh a little bit. But for the most part, nah, man.
Like I said, he did what he could, but he couldn't carry it.
Nah, not at all. I think some people, I'm probably going too far. I'll just say it was just cringe. It was cringe overall. Some things were just cringe. And like I always say, DC, stop trying to be so goddamn goofy. Like, it's cool to have comedic relief moments here and there, but DC is very much emo and gothic. Keep it like that. Let Marvel do that. And even Marvel is fucked too right now. It's a shit show here. And I am a true Marvel fan. And I get tired. I always say that. I get tired when they do the family friendly bullshit, sweet, goofy shit all the time. It needs to be moderation, but DC don't need to do that at all. Just keep it very minimum. Y'all work so much better that way. Like, shit.
I mean, but that's why we got, like shows, like superhero shows and things of that nature. That we can pull on to get our fix of the gore and goth stuff or whatever have you. Because, I mean, what I will say for the DCEU, which is going to be what's ushering in the new stuff, what I can say about them is they're going to be pulling off of Young Justice and they're going to be pulling off of Justice League, which are exceptional shows or whatever as far as the darkness and stuff and the craziness that we want or whatever. So let's hope that they'll pull from that and make something of it.
I hope so, man. I really do. I really do. I mean, this is the second. I don't know how many rounds DC done have. This is a new start. I just hope they don't try to compete with Marvel. This is a great opportunity. Marvel is a shit show right now, so you guys don't have to feel like y'all are competing. Just do it right. Y'all are starting over with Superman. Just do it right. Please don't do no goofy shit. I mean, for crying out loud, y'all have a character named Batman in Gotham City. Like, y'all don't need to be family friendly. It just don't make sense. For what? For what? Like,
don't hold your punches.
Right, please. So,
but to drop this in real quick, I did hear a rumor. I'm not sure how true it is. I know we like to make sure stuff is valid before we send it out, but that's why I haven't posted it yet. But I did see a rumor that there might be a part 2 of the Snyder Cut for Justice League.
I saw that.
And I'm trying to validate it as we speak, because somebody sent it to me. I'm like, I gotta check my sources on that. I ain't heard nothing about that. So
post that, put that shit on the max. Like, shit.
I'm ready.
Snyder Cut, man, is one of my favorite memories of being a nerd, because I legit remember that shit like it was yesterday. It was me and my pops and my mom. We watched that together, like, as a family. And it was just one of those days where you just don't do anything. You just relaxing, have food and everything. And I watched that shit for the first time. I was blown away. Like, no kidding. It's like my top... I would put in my top 10, maybe even top 5, honestly, just superhero movies. Just in my opinion, just overall. It wasn't perfect. But just overall of what could have been. I just... I hate that they did his universe like that, because even I know people may argue like, well, his other movies like Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman weren't all that, but Batman vs Superman wasn't even really the vision he had for that damn movie. Even the title was like they came up with that dumb shit, so
yeah,
it kind of fucked him up, you know.
Yeah, but it is what it is on that. But I mean, once we hear more about that, we'll definitely let y'all know. And
for sure,
you know. Shit, yeah, we'll be here to cover that for sure.
Oh hell yeah! Like ASAP.
Right.
Real man.
But I think we can end it there. This has been the first episode of season 3, and
season 3.
We hope y'all enjoyed it. Definitely stay tuned for more. Next episode we should be touching on Gen V. Yep. So y'all stay posted for that. They just ended their season, and there's a lot of twists and turns to that as well.
Yeah.
But as always, you know, we love giving y'all your honest opinion and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Glad y'all came to sit with us, and we hope y'all enjoy. As always, I'm your host K1, and this is your co-host
Shalon.
And we out of here. Peace.
That was fun.
One down.
Right.
We actually pulled more out of it than I thought we would.